Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I've been gone till November. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's November 1st. I cannot believe it. It's literally the 1st of November. In a few weeks, what, 4? It's going to be the 1st of December. Then it's going to be 2025. I'm ready for 2025. Okay. I am so ready. This has been a year. So when I say I've been gone till November, if you've been following me, you know that I haven't been on here since probably the week of my birthday. My birthday is July 5th. And think I was on here like the last week of June, maybe the first day or so of July. But after that, July was having a good time. And then August, September, and October got very, very tricky. Um, very tricky. Now, where there's some good times, absolutely. I have great memories. Um, but I also got to a place where, honestly, you guys, I think that I became mentally overwhelmed with, I guess, my mind. I uh it all really started, you guys, honestly. It all really started with a dream that I had. And I remember waking up from the dream with tears coming down, and I remember crying in the dream. Um and it messed me up. It messed me up really, really, really bad. And I think that it messed me up real bad because it's a place in 44 years I've never, ever, ever been in. And so for me to be in that place of uncertainty from a mental capacity, that was not okay for me. Um, and literally every therapy session that I had during that time, there was not a time that I did not like bawl. I'm talking about I was crying. I'm a lot stronger now than what I was. And I thank God for um the time frame that He allows me to be by myself to deal with myself. Now, the dream I think came because I was having a good time. I was still celebrating my birthday, and there was nothing that I really wanted. I just wasn't feeling cruise with Key. I was in such a good headspace that I did not want to tackle childhood trauma. I did not want to talk about my healing journey of tackling my childhood trauma. I just wasn't there. I just wasn't. But when you pray, okay, and you ask God for something, you better be prepared for what He gives you. And He gave me the vision to start Cruise with Key so that it'll help me deal with, um, really to unpack my childhood trauma from a different light, from a different lens, if you will. Um, and so I think that He was like, oh, okay, well, let me allow this to happen. I mean, literally in my dream. And I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I literally was telling my therapist that I cannot believe that I had that dream. And it was one of them things. Have you ever like seen somebody sleep and there's like a ghost or something like hovering over them or whatever? And so that's what it was for me. It was like I was asleep, I was dreaming, but what I saw in my dream was a real life time in my life. I was what, 15 at the time. And so for me to dream about this particular time in my life, I was very much so taken aback. But then it was like what I said to myself in the dream. It was like I was mad at myself, or I was disappointed in myself, or this being over myself, this ghost, if you will, was confused. I don't know. But I tell you one thing, everything it felt, I felt it, and it was heavy for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. And I haven't shared this with you all, which is okay. I don't have to go into time frames of my life. I think that that's what the journey is also teaching me too. Is I wanted to start from the beginning and then just work my way up to tell you where I am now. And while I'm telling these stories, sharing with why where I was when I was handling those things mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever the case may be. So you don't know about this particular thing. You do know, if you've been following me for quite some time, um, you do know that I have expressed that I grew up in the foster care system. Um, because I had no say so. Okay. My mother was a drug addict and an alcoholic, so I've never lived with her. I don't know what it feels like to live with a mother. Um, and though I lived with my cousin um, at a period of time, um, the second period of time I was getting molested by her son. And it's mind boggling that the third period of time that I lived with her was after that. And the dream was I was literally living there, and I was like laying in the bunk bed or something. And I was just like, I literally asked myself, what made you make this decision to live in this house? Like, you literally, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was the one who called and was like, can I come live with you? Because at this moment, I had already went through, after I left her the second time, it was one, two. Yeah, I only lived two places after the second time that I left her. And that second place was a very long time. I'm talking about like from sixth grade to 10th grade. And it was a lot that went on there. And it was so much so that nobody was believing me until it got bad, until you can physically see that I was really being abused. I don't know why people think that a child would, I don't think, I don't understand why people would think that me, out of everything that I went through, they read my case files. You think that I'm gonna make up somebody is physically abusing me? Where does that make sense? Because I don't want to live here. Where does that make sense? If you ain't touching me in no kind of capacity, I'm here to live. Nigga, I want a place to live. I want to be able to stay somewhere. I want stability. This is why I am the way that I am now. I am real huge on stability, mind, body, soul, finances. I mean, everything. I just need to be stable in all nine ways. Okay. And I I I literally was staying with a friend at the time because they had to find me another place. Let me tell you something. When you're in the system, it's tough to be placed. Don't think because you're a foster child that you're gonna get placed immediately and you're gonna go to a good home and everything is gonna be fine. No. So while they were waiting to place me at the age of 15, um, I was actually staying with a friend, and I literally asked her parents, can I live with them? They asked, what does that look like? And because I was a ward of the court, I couldn't just live just anywhere. You had to go through the the whole foster care hiring process or whatever. It's a lot. Background checks, how home visits, all that. And they was like, sorry, but we love you a lot. And it's unfortunate that you're going through this. But you can't stay here. And in that moment, I guess I was like, well, I think that meant I think mentally I was scared to go to yet another place. Um, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I wasn't sure if I was going to get beat. I wasn't sure if I was going to get molested. I wasn't sure if I would get clothes. I wasn't sure. I had no idea. But I think at the age of 15, subconsciously, I was just scared. And the crazy, the crazy part of mm, the crazy part about me being scared to be placed again because of what might happen is that I was even more crazy making a decision to call my cousin to ask, can I still live with her even after everything that happened with her son and how she reacted and how everything just happened. And it's like you really felt that afraid and lonely that you would much rather just go back to that place, the place that hurt you first. What thought process? What were you thinking? And then I keep asking myself, you didn't know any better. You were 15 years old. And I think that maybe in my head, I'm like, well, I know he ain't about to touch me now, and I'm not a kid. Maybe that was a fetish thing. I don't know. But at 15, you not about to touch me. That's what we not about to do. And at 15, I'm not about to say anything if you try. It was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. And when I think about it, I think about how brave I must have been. I think about how courageous I must have been. And I think about how strong I must have been. So even though it might not make no sense whatsoever, um, I felt like I was doing what I needed to do. And I promise, I'm still talking about it still hurts because I have a tendency to think a lot. I'm an overthinker and I process a lot when I'm talking, especially when I'm crying, which is why I hate crying. Because it's like I can feel all of my emotions. And this is why I've just been gone till November. I wanted to make sure that when I did come back, I always tell you I'm never going to be um uh un unauthentic. I'm never not going to be me. I'm never not going to be real. It's not fair to you and it's not fair to me not to show up. And it's not fair to me and it's not fair to you for me to show up and I'm not in a good head space. Um, I thank God that I have a therapist. I thank God that I am very open and honest with her. If you cannot be open and honest with yourself, with your therapist, with your lawyer, with your doctor, what are you doing? Especially if you really want to feel better. You can't go to the doctor and be like, I got a headache. Yeah, but like, how is your headache? And do you want something for this headache? Tell them everything that's you're feeling that's associated with um this headache so that they can know how to treat you. And that's how I have definitely been in therapy. I'm allowing myself to really be completely open about what I got going on so that I am provided the proper tools on how to manage it all. Okay. I don't want nobody to think that because I'm still in therapy that there's like, really, man, this girl still something really wrong with her. Um, it's not that. It's I am very big on my healing journey. And when that dream happened, it took me, like I said, to so many different places. And if you want to know how long that I lived there, I moved in November 95. I was gone August 97. um, and in between that time, I ended up going to a 6-month GED military program that my cousin put me in because I wasn't doing too well in school. Um, and I wasn't because I know that I wasn't comfortable. And I'm always putting myself in uncomfortable situations, thinking that there's going to be a positive outcome. Um, girl, you are something else. And I don't know how, I have no idea how I became such an optimistic woman with so much hurt and pain. Um, I don't know why I am so giving, why I am so unconditional loving, why I am very considerate. I know that I'm very understanding. I'm very much so forgiving. Um, I'm a lot of great things. I'm even a woman of God. I love God with every fiber in my being. And it just amazes me how, when I think about everything that I've endured, this is who I choose to be. Because it's a choice. And the Bible says you are not your own, you were brought with a price. And so um, I think that that's what it is. It's really the God in me. Um, I can't be bitter. I can't be angry. Um, but I got to deal with the pain and the hurt. And that's the journey that I'm on. That's the season that God has for me now. And it's no more, it's bigger than just telling your stories about what you endured in the homes, because it's deeper than that. It's mentally. Have you ever dealt with all of that hurt and pain and disappointment? Have you? No, no, not at all. Um, but I'm dealing with it now, and the more that I deal with it, the better woman I will be, the more evolving I will become, um, because God is a God of restoration. Um, and I know that He restores me every new season. Um, and in this new season, He's restoring my heart. It's been broken. I did not realize that I was walking around as a fragile package. And if you don't handle me with care, I'm going to break. But I'm going to be able to one day say that I've gotten so much healing that I'm no longer easily broken. I thank God for what's to come. I thank God for what's happening. And I'm learning to thank God for what happened. My therapist recommended me to watch this movie, and it was about Job on Tubi. I have read that whole entire book more than once. Um, but for her to see Job in me, that says a lot. Because to know me is to know that though I've been slayed many times, I've always trusted God. I've always said, "Thy solid rock I stand." That's that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my homie. And he knows it. And that's why I still have breath in my body today. Um, thank you for continuously still being here with me. I think I had 76 subscribers in June. I have 75, one left. Probably because I have not been here. I get it. I know God is going to give me double. Um, so I don't worry about numbers. I don't care if I only had one follower left. I know that my healing journey is going to heal somebody else, because that's what it's all about. Um, Again, thank you so much for still cruising with Key. Um, I love each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Um, Continue to keep me in your prayers. Um, yeah, that's it. That's it. Welcome November 1st. These next 2 months about to be dope. I'm claiming it and I'm receiving it. And you should too. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Bye.